Miss Kim. Welcome to Healing Place Cottage. Welcome to my living room. I am so happy to have you with me today. Today we are going to take a half bushel of stringless green beans and we're going to snap them and get them prepared for canning. And so I thought I would just bring you along into my living room. Everybody always talks about how they sat on the front porch with their grandma and snapped beans. I did not sit on the front porch with my grandma and snap beans, but I can remember sitting at our kitchen table and snapping beans. My house is set up to where it's very small, so I don't have you've seen my kitchen. From the view that you see in my kitchen, my sink and cupboards are probably only 8 feet, not even 8 feet away, 5 feet away, if that. And so there's no kitchen table in my kitchen. And I have a sunroom that I've turned into a dining room. So we could have snapped beans at my dining room table, but this is the chair that I sit in my living room, and I just thought I'd bring you into my living room and snap beans together. I have snapped beans with my granddaughter so that she had that experience. I don't know that she ate them. At the time, though, I think she did like green beans, so she might have eaten them. But we're going to can these today, and so once we've finished with the snapping of the beans, we'll go ahead and start the process, clean them up, and then start the process of canning. I need to see if I have found a recipe. I thought that I had found a recipe for making beans, potatoes, and ham, and I would like to make a little of that, but I don't know that I'm going to have enough beans to do so. So might not do that. So tell me how you're faring with the weather. I have my window open even though it's raining. It's raining straight down. The wind, it's not windy today. Friday was horrendously windy, and lots of people are still without power, even here in Ohio. And so today I have it, you can hear it's still raining, and I have the window open. So how's the weather doing for you where you're located? I've seen towns that there's one in North Carolina that was completely wiped out. It went through the hills and mountains, and you could see the mountain range in the distance, and just devastating. I assume they were mountains. They would have to be really big hills if it was not a mountain. This is going to take a really long time. So I will be back with you in probably an hour, and we'll get to canning these. Okay, friends, I have not gotten through that half bushel, but I did get through a container full, a colander full, and so I am using the Ball Complete Book of Home Preserving, and we are to put these in jars up to 2 inches. Up to an inch, sorry. It said that the green beans should be 2 inches, and I'm wondering if in some cases I snapped these too long. But you want to pack them in. I can can see why you want them to be 2 inches, because some of the longer ones are preventing it from going down far enough. So that's about 1 inch. And I have water boiling in the kettle to fill the jars. So I forgot to add the salt, and it's a 1/2 teaspoon for a pint. So make sure you're using canning or kosher salt. Then we'll put our lids on. We will wipe the rims first. I have vinegar here that I use for that. And even though we're not using anything sticky, that salt could affect the seal. And I think I have these filled a little too full. And you just want your rings finger tight. And these are going to be pressure cans, so I'm using my Nesco pressure canner. Oh, I want to put a lid down so that I can get my, I'm using wide mouth jars, so I want to be able to get my jar out easily. And someone had recommended putting that lid down, and that did work. Made it a lot easier the last time. So we will close up our canner. We'll put this on exhaust, and then we're going to press high. And I have the Nesco pressure canner, and we want to do these for 20 minutes for pints. Where am I? Green beans. 20 minutes for pints, 25 minutes for quarts. Press start, and then it'll go through the process of heating up, and then it will give me a beep at E10, and it'll count down to E0. I'll come in and I'll flip that from exhaust to airtight, and then it will start the process of 20 minutes. Then we're going to let it sit for an hour before we open the canner and pull out our jars. And in the meantime, I'm going to be snapping more beans because I have all of these left, and I have probably 1/4 bushel left. So I don't know what I was thinking. So we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, let's open our canner. And see how our jars did. Well, there's some siphoning every time I try to get the jar out. So maybe 2 lids is the secret. I mean, 2 rings is the secret, because this is not quite big enough to make it easy to pull out the jar. I'm not sure. But so I went ahead and, oh shoot. I'm not being very successful here, am I? I went ahead and jarred up the balance of those green beans that I had gracious. I am not good at this, friends. There we go. All right. I went ahead and jarred up the balance of those green beans that I had snapped, and it gave me 3 quarts. So I'm going to go ahead and do quarts. I need to add a little bit more water in there though. And I can pull out that ring. And so that will be it. We will can up the rest of these quarts for 25 minutes. And then we will be done with those. I went back to snapping beans, and I think I'm just going to make green beans, potatoes, and ham on the stove, and then I will freeze that. I will eat it for dinner today, and then I will freeze that. So I hope you enjoyed today's canning recipe, and I hope you show me grace because I'm still learning. This is my first season of being a seasoned canner, and I hope that you continue to show me grace. But the point of my channel and my sharing these adventures with you is so that you can not be intimidated as well, and do these things yourself, because food preservation is really important. Having these skills is really important, and it really is helpful when we can get organic produce, whether we grow that ourselves or we buy that from local farms, and we're supporting local farmers. I love that sound. That's stuff that's really important to me, and it ties into my diabetic and weight loss journey. So thank you for being a part of my journey today. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like or a heart. You can subscribe. It would really, really help me if you subscribe to Healing Cottage Homestead on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I post this type of content on Sundays, typically at noon Eastern, but today I am very behind. And then on Tuesdays and Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern, I post diabetic-friendly recipes and talk more about my weight loss journey. I really enjoyed our time together today, friends, and I look forward to preserving with you again soon. Take care.